3 more stops. Count them, 1, 2, 3 more stops until we determine who are going to be the 12 drivers that will race it off for the championship in this season of the Pizza Hut X Series. Good evening, everybody. The Tax Slayer Truck Series taking an off week, so our weekend begins here tonight with Pizza Hut X Series action live from Gateway Motorsports Park. Getting ready for 40 laps of racing here this evening. It's the second time that these drivers have, actually I believe it's only the first time these drivers have been at Gateway, as last year they were at Hillside this time last year. So this is actually a debut race, I believe, for these drivers here at Gateway. Getting ready here tonight for what could be a very interesting race. And I'm telling you what, I mean, I'm looking at so many of these different competitors that have a shot of making the chase for the championship. And right now, the way it's looking, we could have drivers with 12 spots available, drivers that have a win this season, still not be able to make the playoffs, even though they're inside the top 30 in the points with a win. Right now, your chase grid would be compiled as follows. Jordan Anderson and Chloe Ericsson would be first and second, as Ericsson last week was able to climb back into the top 30 in the point standings at Daytona. Then you've got Austin LaPlante, PJ Williams, Elijah Gilbert, J Jefferson, Angel Navarro, D Shears, Chelsea Bowles, RJ Reynolds, Noah Pontzer, and Jacob Rose, who has one win and is 24th in the points. Which means right now, Kyle Keith, who was able to work his way into the top 30 in points with his win at Daytona last week, he still is on the outside looking in. Same for Ashlyn Boyd, Madeline Crenshaw, and Glenn Dewitt. However, those drivers come into this race 31st, 32nd, and 33rd in points. So they got to get themselves back inside the top 30 in the standings. Plus, they have to get themselves ahead of Kyle Keith and Jacob Rose. And then, of course, if we have a driver above Jacob Rose in the point standings go to victory lane here tonight, that knocks Jacob Rose out of the current playoff scenario. So it is going to get really tight coming down into these final few races of the season for the Pizza Hut X Series drivers, and we are getting set to find out what's going to happen here tonight at Gateway. Gateway just about maybe 1.25 miles in length, and so it's going to be very interesting to see what these drivers are going to do in this evening's event. Another thing that's very interesting too, 2 drivers come into this race atop the point standings without a win, and if they don't get a win, they don't make the playoffs.
Drivers, start your engines!
And we're going to tell you who those 2 drivers are right now, as we've gotten the command to fire them up here this evening. Noah Cars comes into this race as the points leader for the first time this season. But like I said, he doesn't have a win. He needs a win to get into the playoffs. Doesn't matter if he's the points leader by the time the regular season ends. He still would not make the postseason if he doesn't have a trip to victory lane. Same can be said for M McIntire, who is now second in the points. 8 points out of the points lead. He also is still chasing his first win of his Pizza Hut X Series career. Austin LaPlante dropped 2 spots after Daytona last week, down to 3rd. PJ Williams 4th, Elijah Gilbert in 5th. Then it's J Jefferson 6th, Angel Navarro 7th, D Shears in 8th, Jordan Anderson 9th, and Andre Baranaskas completes the top 10 in the point standings coming into tonight's race. Scott Roush gets ready to put us under the green flag alongside J Jefferson. Green's in the air. We're underway here at Gateway. Let's roll. Already going 3 wide here. Look at this. Oh, and trouble in the back. There goes James Qualls around in the middle of the field. I believe Aiden Shepard also was involved. Caution will wave for the first time tonight as Daniel Olson, who won the championship for the Hershey's Cup Series non-charter series last season, will lead them to our first yellow flag of the evening. Also forgot to mention tonight's stages are 10, 15, and 15 if you're keeping score at home. Caution out for the first time here tonight. And we got another incident on the front straightaway, and that's Jacob Rose in the 18. Noah Pontzer's on pit road, but Jacob Rose in the 18 was spun around, and as we mentioned, he comes into this race currently in that final transfer spot into the playoffs. So he could not afford a bad night this evening. Zach Flickinger's got some damage. Two-time winner Jordan Anderson may have been involved. James Shelly, a lot of damage on the Sweet Frog Chevy Camaro. There's J Qualls, who we saw go around and bring out the first caution. Chris Dalton appears to have some damage as well, and they are coming to pit road. Some drivers staying out. Elijah Gilbert is going to stay out, so it looks like he'll inherit the lead as everybody else has hit the pit lane. Elijah Gilbert coming to this race 5th in the point standings, had that win back at Watkins Glen, that rather bizarre win, but he stays out, so he's going to be the race leader when we go back green. No, he's not. P.J. Williams also rolling the dice and staying out. And Daniel Olson wins the battle off pit road over, it looked like Ryan George just barely got J Jefferson at the line for second. Patrick Curtis will come out 4th behind Jefferson's Chevrolet. And now Gilbert and P.J. Williams coming to pit road. So there was actually a little bit of cat and mouse being played there. P.J. Williams wanting to get a bonus point for leading the lap. Gilbert had the same idea, but he's not going to get credit for leading the lap. P.J. Williams is. So P.J. Williams, 4th in the point standings. Looks like he's going to make the playoffs, just getting a little bit of an insurance bonus point there for leading the lap, and that means that the lead will more than likely now be cycled around to Daniel Olson, and apparently J Jefferson must have beaten Ryan George off pit lane. It looked like Ryan George was actually able to get out ahead of the 05, but no, Jefferson moving by Ryan George, so apparently NNSCRA officials say no, you have to give that spot up. Jacob Rowe's going to restart ahead of the leaders. Looks like he's on the tail end of the lead lap. But let's take a look and see what brought out the caution for the first time here tonight at Gateway. And I was wrong. I thought the blue and white car that I saw going around was actually Aiden Shepard 17. Look left side of your screen. It was actually A Lagasee, the rookie in the 90. Gets up and into the wall. Then gets run into the left rear by Patrick Curtis. Comes down and clips the right rear of J Qualls and spins him around. Benny Watson having to take evasive action as he went down low trying to avoid the spinning 90 car. And there was a wreck further back there as well. You can't really see it through the smoke. Zach Flickinger and Noah Pontzer in that one. And there's, oh my goodness, what a shot for Noah Pontzer. Got clobbered by Jacob Rose in the 18. Oh my. That was a hard hit, and man, that car almost going over into that little breakdown area on the back straightaway, hits that and then shoots back out again in front of, well, not in front of traffic, but out into the racing line. That is a scary ride for Pontzer in the 28. A driver that came into this race 19th in the point standings, and what a shot. Let's take another look at the incident involving him and Flickinger off the corner. So watch the 96, that blue and white car on the top side. There may be some contact between himself and his teammate Cole Deaver in the 15 who's behind him. Yeah, I think Deaver may have hooked his own teammate in the left rear, turns him down into the 28. You see already the incident up ahead with J Qualls and A Lagasee. And then watch right here, the 18's going to hit the 28 right there. And boy, that just shows you how violent the impact was. Immediately, the 28 flips over. That is one wild ride for Noah Pontzer. Fortunately, that I think that car landed back on all four wheels. But my goodness. Scary, scary ride for the 28 of Noah Pontzer. And that car actually may not go back over on all four wheels. Wow. Didn't think we'd see a car flip here at Gateway, but it happened. And it happened on the very first lap of this race. And here's a look at what happened over in turn 4. They were 4 wide, and I believe that's Angel Navarro hooked Noah Cars, and Noah Cars goes up in the air and flips over. James Shelly gets involved in that one, as you can see right there. Dawson Wise is going to turn Jordan Anderson around. Joshua Osborne and Matthew Daleo make contact as Daleo squeezes Osborne down into the wall. Flickinger, I think, no, that's Qualls actually, runs into the back of Phil Parker. Chris Dollarton's going to get a little contact right there with Jordan Anderson, as well as get sideswiped by Cole Deaver. And then Anderson's car almost is going to flip over. Look at that, up there on 2 wheels like a balancing act. The car then comes back down and lands on all four wheels, and then Z Flickinger does get involved in this as he runs into the back of the 71 of J Shelly. And then I have a feeling that the 18 doesn't slow up either, and I think he's going to probably run to the back of the 96 up there top of your screen. Yes, he does. He gets into the side of Flickinger. But, oh my goodness, 2 flips in 1 lap. Noah Carr's in turn 4, and Noah Pontzer over out of turn 2 onto the back straightaway. Apparently some pretty high speeds here tonight. Either that or these drivers are getting hit at rather awkward angles, or hitting the wall at awkward angles. But what a volatile way to start off tonight's race here at Gateway. Let's go back for the green. So Jacob Rose will restart ahead of the race leaders. He is on the tail end of the lead lap, but he was off of pit road behind the pace car. So he will have to start just ahead of the current race leader, Daniel Olson. J Jefferson will restart second, Ryan George third, Patrick Curtis fourth, Chelsea Bolts fifth. Last time out's winner, Kyle Keith, is sixth. Seventh place, Kyle Langeland, with Madeline Crenshaw, Ashlyn Boyd, and Chloe Ericsson, your top 10. 3 drivers out of the race after all of the incidents we just saw take place. James Shelly, Noah Carrs, and Noah Pontzer. 2 of those cars ended up flipping on the first lap. We've got 39 cars still in the lead lap and still running of our original 42. Green flag back in the air here at Gateway. I'll be very surprised if that 18 is up to speed. He got involved in clobbering Noah Pontzer off of turn number 2, and then he got involved in the stack up off turn number 4. Looks like he's holding his own for the moment, though, as Daniel Olson unable to get around him, so he still, for the moment, remains on the lead lap. J Jefferson right there in second, and he's going to get a nice run there through turns 3 and 4. Going to try and get to the inside of Daniel Olson for the top position. Not going to be able to do it this time, as they're battling back there for third place. Kyle Langeland to the inside of the 4 of Ryan George. Madeline Crenshaw right there. Talked about her coming into this race outside the top 30 in the point standings now. Really needing a good run. Our Daytona winner, and there goes William Brock around on the back straightaway, and that will probably bring out another caution. It does. Looked like a single car spin. There was another car that darted down towards the inside wall, but might have saved it, but it looked like, for the most part, only a single car spin. And coming to the line, Daniel Olson, once again, will lead us under yellow over Jefferson. Crenshaw just barely beat Kyle Langeland for third place, so Langeland will be fourth, and Chloe Ericsson in fifth. Perfect time for Chloe Ericsson, that 46 team, to be finding good finishes. They got a good run last week at Daytona, running well here tonight at Gateway to have those 2 wins this season count towards the spot in the chase for the championship. And it looks like the leaders are going to come to the pit lane again. Crenshaw, however, is going to stay out. She's going to try and get a valuable bonus point. Chloe Ericsson also staying out there, so she'll be second, with Glenn Dewitt, Ashlyn Boyd there as well. We mentioned that the 20 car comes into this race 31st in points. The 3, the 20, and the 6 all staying out, and they are trying to capitalize on the poor night that Jacob Rose in the 18 is having to try and snatch away that final spot in the live playoff point standings. Let's take a look and see what happened to William Brock off turn number 2. Yellow flag out for the second time here tonight at Gateway. Just another case of a driver running too wide off turn 2. This time it's the 0 of Patrick Curtis right there. He's going to get into Christian Merrick Jr., who then comes down into his own teammate there, the 62 of William Brock. Christian Merrick Jr. slides through the grass. He does make contact with that inside wall with the left front of his machine. Brock, however, just goes for a simple spin through the grass. Doesn't make contact with any other drivers, doesn't make contact with the wall, gets the thing refired and continues on. So dodging a bullet there was the SunTrust Chevy Camaro of William Brock, but he lost a lot of track position as a result. And we talked about the importance of Madeline Crenshaw staying out, getting the bonus point for leading the lap, but even more importantly, the stage came to a close, and that means that Madeline Crenshaw, as you can see, gets herself 10 stage points here tonight as well for winning stage number 1. So that is super important for the 3 car, especially in her goal of trying to get back into a playoffs position. Green flag will come back out. It's Crenshaw, Ericsson, Dewitt, Boyd, and Chelsea Bowles as we go back green. Whoa! Something wrong with the 3. Everybody else got going, and what in the world is up with Crenshaw? That car might come to a stop, and they may have to throw a yellow. Comes to a stop on the racing surface. Are they going to throw a caution for that? Is she going to teleport? She is going to teleport, but what in the heck just happened there? Battle for the lead. Ashlyn Boyd to the inside of Chloe Ericsson. Ericsson's got 2 wins this season. Boyd would love to have 2 and takes the top position. We should also point out that that caution coming out put the 18 back at the tail end of the field on the lead lap. So Jacob Rose getting a very timely caution flag. But Madeline Crenshaw, I don't know what just happened there. It's like the car just came to a dead stop. I don't know if she missed a gear or what. Not listed as out of the race yet. Had to teleport to pit road, currently running in the 39th position. Matter of fact, Jacob Rose, I don't believe came to pit road under that caution. He's up to 30th and the caution flag is out once again now. Ashlyn Boyd out in front though will lead us under this, our 3rd caution of the evening. I'm not exactly certain where the incident took place either. There's another set of skid marks, it looks like, here off turn 2. I don't know if that was from the previous incident or not. There's also some skid marks there on the middle of the back straightaway. And it looks like Chloe Ericsson will be coming to pit road this time. I think the reason these drivers come to pit road, it's not a fuel situation. It's a matter of trying to get fresh tires to be able to make moves here at this track, because this track's one of those that will eat up your good years. It's like Alexander Rowe's going to stay out along with the race leader Ashlyn Boyd, and also Scott Roush, the pole sitter, will stay out along with 31 of Chelsea Bowles. Let's take a look and see what brought out this, our latest caution at Gateway. We have not even yet reached the halfway point of this race. And it was another incident off turn 2, this time the 77 of Kyle Langeland way up the track, and to be fair, I don't think he got the wall. I think he got a little bit aero loose, courtesy of the 19 of Michael Haas. That spun him down right in front of PJ Williams in the 48. PJ tried to save it, but then when the 77 snapped loose like that, it caught him in the right rear and spun his DC Solar Chevy Camaro around as well. Langeland, I believe, makes a little bit of contact with the wall right there with the right front. PJ Williams does not. But PJ Williams, we saw him do the strategy earlier, getting that bonus point for a lap led. That certainly was something he needed, especially with the fact he gets caught up in this incident here for our 3rd caution of the evening at Gateway. Getting ready to go back green, and for the first time tonight, there will be a lap machine for the leader to have to deal with on the inside line. Madeline Crenshaw has returned back to the track. She's 2 laps down. We're still waiting for official word to find out what happened to her on that last restart. Tough break there for Crenshaw as Ashlyn Boyd lines up alongside with the race lead. Will lead us back to the green flag. We're getting closer to the halfway point. And green is back in the air. Easy for me to say. Look at Scott Roush down there on the inside line trying to take the 3 car as a pick to try and get himself the race lead. Ooh. Ashlyn Boyd running a little wide off that corner. Crenshaw appears to be up to speed. She didn't really get involved in any wreck. She just had I don't know if it was a shifting problem or what it was, if the car just stalled out coming to the last restart, but Ashlyn Boyd using that top side to try and hang on to the lead still. He is not battling Madeline Crenshaw for the race lead, instead trying to put the 2 laps down, and indeed does as Ashlyn Boyd takes the top position. Ashlyn Boyd, of course, going to victory lane at Rockingham a few weeks ago. Oh, trouble back there. Did they save it? I saw Patrick Curtis get loose, and he spun. Caution's out, and we got a big wreck on the back straightaway. A lot of cars involved, and look out! Oh, my goodness, they're still wrecking into it. PJ Williams, Flickinger, Ericsson, Brock, Curtis, Douthitt, Rose. Big wreck as the caution comes out once again. And Ashlyn Boyd will lead us back to the caution flag. This time, though, we are going to be at the halfway point of this race. Big wreck there on the backstretch, involving 6, maybe 7 drivers, and more importantly, Jacob Rose, who came in again. Can't stress it enough, in that last playoff position. And now also throw into the mix Chloe Ericsson, who was 25th in points coming to this race, and Glenn Dewitt, who was trying to make his way back into the top 30 in the point standings. Right now, the way things are situated, things are looking very good for two drivers in particular, Ashlyn Boyd in the 20 and Kyle Keith, who's 5th place, make that 4th place in the 29. Let's take a look and see what brought out this yellow flag. I believe it started with the 0 of Patrick Curtis, who has really been struggling here tonight at Gateway. And this is the second time tonight that Patrick Curtis has brought out a yellow flag, getting up into the wall, this time in front of Jacob Rose. And he saved it, but yet then he tried to come back up in front of P.J. Williams, and he wasn't in any way clear. Wow, there's a shot right there. Glenn Dewitt clobbering the 48 from behind. Jacob Rose going to get sent into the outside wall there. Wow. Shot by William Brock in the 62. Michael Haas does a nice job getting through. Benny Watson got a little piece of that action as well in the 24. Dougie Shears makes his way through, and then watch here. Matt McIntire shoots the gap. Flickinger says, I could do the same, but no, he then runs into the back of P.J. Williams as well. Chloe Ericsson, I said, got involved, but actually she came to a stop and did not get involved in this wreck. So nice piece of driving by Chloe Ericsson. So her playoff hopes still might be intact. And I think we had another incident up here, because I just saw under pacing the 7 of Dougie Shears with damage. He runs way up the track here with Kyle Langeland, and Langland's going to hook Dougie into the wall, and Dougie Shears is going to go upside down. Well, no, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe. Yeah, he is. Yep. Oh, my goodness. Upside down on his roof. The third driver to go on his lid here this evening. Noah Pontzer was the first. Noah Kars was the second. Dougie Shears is the third. And, oh boy, look out, 46! Woo! Yikes! Oh, but then Glenn Dewitt gets him. Now look at Elijah Gilbert. Whoa. The heck was that with the 55? My goodness, though, what a dodge by Chloe Ericsson. But Dougie Shears, who came into this race inside the top 10 in the points, 8th place, trying to solidify himself a spot in the playoffs, gets involved in this one, somehow drives away from the incident after being upside down on his lid through most of turn number 4. Let's go back now for the green flag. Ashlyn Boyd still out in front. Green flag ready to come back out again, this time on lap 24, so we'll have 17 laps to go. It's Boyd, Roush, Alexander Rowe, then Keith and Lagasee. Green flag back in the air. After that incident, we have more drivers off the lead lap, but nobody else new out of the race. Madeline Crenshaw is still 2 laps down. Zach Flickinger is 1 lap down, as are James Qualls and Matthew Daleo. James Qualls just got himself back on the lead lap, though, as he's about to get by the 20. Crenshaw just got one of her laps back as well, so she's now only 1 lap down to the current race leader in the 20 car. And now Boyd going to try and put Qualls back off the lead lap. James Qualls hoping and praying for a caution flag, but not going to get it. Oh, yes, he did. He did get it. Caution is out, so James Qualls is back on the lead lap. And we're under caution once again here tonight at Gateway. It was a good battle right there coming to the line between Scott Roush and Alexander Rowe for that second position, but Roush was just barely able to get it. And there you see Crenshaw will now be only 1 lap down, and James Qualls is now back on the tail end of the lead lap. So let's see what brought out our latest yellow flag of the evening here tonight at Gateway. Seems to be a broken record. Caution's out, caution's out. But let's see what happened. Now this one's going to involve the 2-time winner, Jordan Anderson. You see up there further, that was the 5 of Phil Parker, and he drove it down almost to the access road. Gets in the grass, and it slides back up the track into Cole Deaver and Jordan Anderson. I'm not certain what the 5 was doing there. I don't know if he had some prior contact that sent him down there or what, but he took a very odd entry into turn 1. Let's get back up to the 5 here. Let's go back and look. He might have had a little help. No, he didn't. Coming here to the restart, he's going to get a good jump. Daniel Olson ahead of him also does, so Phil Parker's going to go 3 wide. Now watch his entry into the corner, though. I don't think there's any contact between himself and the 32. Yeah, right there. Oh, wow, it's almost like something seemed to go wrong there, because he lifted, and then the car just was turning. It was almost like he wasn't controlling it. And there you see he got into the grass, overdrove the corner, got up into Cole Deaver and Jordan Anderson. That's what brought out our latest yellow flag. It's time for yet another restart here tonight. Ashlyn Boyd's got to be loving the fact that these restarts are happening, because every lap that he leads under caution is one less lap. He has to defend that race lead, potentially the race win here tonight at Gateway. And again, another caution. Again, no drivers out of the race as a result, but we do have two more lap machines on the inside line there. Matthew Daleo in the 12, Zach Flickinger in the 96. We should actually have Madeline Crenshaw up here as well, because she is still one lap down to the race leader. It's Ashlyn Boyd still out in front. Scott Roush in second. Third place is going to be Alexander Rowe, rather. Then it's Kyle Keith, Ryan George in top 5. Ralph Mason, Under Baranowskis, Carson Gum, Aiden Shepard, and A Lagasee are your top 10. Let's see if we can finish this race under green, but I'm not all that hopeful. We've worked 4 cautions already. Actually, I think 5 cautions. As the green flag back in the air. Ashlyn Boyd got a good start, but so did Scott Roush. Both drivers going to clear the lap machines as they head through 1 and 2. Oh, they don't like this. Alexander Rowe got awfully wide off the corner, and I thought he was going to get spun by Kyle Keith. Look at him, 3 wide back here, though. Baranowski's caught in the middle. Carson Gum down low. Teammate Ralph Mason way up top side. They're 3 wide up ahead as well with Keith, George, and Rowe. And somehow they're getting through it. Oh my goodness, look out! Yikes! Rowe tried to get to the inside of Flickinger. Kyle Keith was there, and please don't wreck off this corner. Oh, Matt McIntire got the wall, but he saved it. That was close. Kyle Keith now firmly in control of 3rd place. Just behind Madeline Crenshaw, just ahead of Matthew Daleo, who's now holding up 4th place Ryan George. And boy, they are racing back here hard. Carson Gum, Christian Merrick Jr. in that mix. Both the Srigley Motorsports cars of Rowe and Lagasee. Aiden Shepard is in that mix. Oh my goodness. Careful, guys. Give room. Oh no. Oh no. 09 got pushed up towards the wall. They're still saving it. Are they going to go 4 wide? Please don't. RJ Reynolds up in this now, along with Phil Parker, Michael Haas. They're 3 wide, 3 rows deep here at Gateway. They're 4 wide. They're almost 5 wide. Guys, oh boy, there they go. Flickinger's around. They spun further up as well. Caution's out again. Oh my goodness, that was exciting, but man, I wish they had not been having to wreck. And I believe we're racing back. Ashlyn Boyd, I can't tell if he's slowing or not. Doesn't look like it. I think they're racing back to the line. Scott Roush was losing ground on that run to Ashlyn Boyd. So this caution may have been very timely for him. And as we are under yellow once again, it will set us up for a shootout here tonight at Gateway. But Flickinger, I think, might have been the only car involved in that, believe it or not. But they were 4 wide here at Gateway. There are 4 lanes here, but it's not recommended that you use them all. And they did. Caution out for the 5th time, I believe. Maybe the 4th. I've lost count. There have been so many. And let's see what brought out this yellow flag with less than 10 laps to go. It's like, holy cow, are you kidding me? See, right there for a moment, I think they were 5 wide. I think that A Lagasee was able to stick his nose in there for a 5 wide situation for just a brief moment. Flickinger, though, is the guy that's going to pay the price for that 4 wide issue. Contact right there with Alexander Rowe and Ralph Mason. Both those cars got backed up quite a bit and lost some good track position as Rowe continues to spin. Contact there for the 16 of Austin LaPlante, getting a piece of it as well. And I believe everybody else got through. I thought there was smoke further up here, but apparently not. I thought somebody else had spun out, but apparently that wasn't the case. And there you see the 96 and the 09. Both the cars that basically brought out this yellow flag. Tough break there for Alexander Rowe, who was inside the top 10. when that caution began, and now will find himself mired way back in traffic. We're back, and I ended up mistiming this as the green flag is back in the air with 4 laps to go. I did not see the lights go out atop the pace car, and so I didn't realize we were at 1 to green. But Ashlyn Boyd timed the start perfectly. Out in front, Kyle Keith, who went to victory lane last week, has now moved up to second, bypassing Scott Roush. Roush now battling side by side with Ryan George for third. Aiden Shepard now up in the mix as well there in the 17. 3 to go here at Gateway. Can we finish this race under green flag conditions? It's been a yellow flag night. I don't think that Ashlyn Boyd would be too disappointed finishing this race under caution. That'd be his second win of the season, and maybe lock himself up a spot in the playoffs. I was saying back at Rockingham, North Carolina, that maybe that win locked him up a playoff spot. But then heading into tonight's race, Ashlyn Boyd was actually on the outside looking in the live playoff standings. 2 laps to go here tonight. It would be the second time in the career of the 20 team that the 20 car has gone to victory lane twice in a season, as Jeffrey Finguy did it back in season 1, and it would be the 5th career win for the 20 team in the last 3 seasons of Pizza Next Series. 2 wins with Finguy, 1 win with Christian Merrick Jr. last year, and then 2 here this season with Ashlyn Boyd. M Crenshaw is still a lap down and separating Kyle Keith from the race lead. Kyle Keith tonight would love to have had a win, but I think will definitely take a second place run after his win at Daytona last week. RJ Reynolds battling side by side here with Ryan George. The white flag was displayed and the cautions come out. Doesn't matter. We're still racing back to the checkered flag. And Ashlyn Boyd way out in front. What a drive for the 20 car here tonight. Ashlyn Boyd looking for his second win of the season, second win of his career, and it will come here tonight at Gateway. Boyd takes the checkered flag. Cole Deaver's on pit road. There were skid marks in turn 4. Doesn't matter though. The race is going to be official. The winner will be Ashlyn Boyd. He joins Chloe Ericsson and Jordan Anderson as a 2-time winner here this season. Boyd came into this race 31st in points, was only 3 points back from that 30th in the standings cut line, but more importantly, was only 24 points back from his teammate Jacob Rose, who came into this race holding the final transfer position into the playoffs. Did Ashlyn Boyd just knock his teammate out of the playoffs and move his way into one of the 12 spots in this season's postseason grid? Kyle Keith may have been able to do the same. The driver, I could see him maybe being able to top and knock out of the playoff picture. Could very well have been Noah Pontzer. Don't quite know if he'd have been able to knock Chloe Ericsson out. He came into this race 9 points behind Ericsson, I believe. Nope, 10 points behind Ericsson, and Ericsson finished in 11th. Of course, the stage points could have a little bit to something to do with it, but we'll have to see. Of course, the fact also Ericsson has 2 wins, and Ericsson would have to fall outside the top 30 in the point standings for Keith to bypass her, so might be Noah Pontzer might be the best bet for Kyle Keith to try and pass in the point standings, but nonetheless, standings, as you can see, are official. Ashlyn Boyd, in only the last, 4 starts this season? No, 2 wins in the last 3 starts for that 20 car. Winning at Rockingham 2 weeks ago and then winning here tonight at Gateway. And as I said, may have just solidified himself a spot in the playoffs this season. Kyle Keith will finish in second. A great run to follow up his win last week at Daytona. Third place for RJ Reynolds. That was a pretty late charge for the 34 car. Great run for him. That'll probably move him back into the top 10 in points. Ryan George finishes in 4th. That's another solid run for him. I believe Ryan George had a good run last week as well at Daytona. Let me just double check that. And 14th at Daytona. Where's the track he had a really good run, though? No, I thought it was Rockingham. Maybe not. Nope, can't find it. I thought he had a really good run. Maybe I'm just forgetting. But he gets fourth. Phil Parker, who I believe brought out our last caution of the evening after that kind of interesting entry into turn one. Well, he was able to battle back for fifth. Aiden Shepard gets sixth. Great run for the KSR Tech drivers with Scott Roush finishing seventh. And then Michael Haas was eighth. Ninth for Christian Merrick Jr. and Carson Gum completed the top 10. Chloe Ericsson got 11th. Talked about her needing a good run to try and catch Jacob Rose. Joshua Osborne was 12th. Glenn Dewitt was able to battle back for a solid run of 13th, 14th for A Navarro, and after spinning out early in this race, PJ Williams battles back for the 15th position. Look on down through the remainder of the finishing results. William Brock was the last car to finish on the lead lap in the 34th position. You see Jacob Rose, who came in with all that pressure. He was able to battle back to get on the tail end of the lead lap, but he only finished 31st here tonight, so we'll have to see where that positions him. Is he on the inside of the playoffs grid right now or the outside headed into next week at Hillside? We'll have to wait and see. Cole Deaver, Matthew Daleo, Zach Flickinger, M Crenshaw all finished off the lead lap, with Dougie Shears out of the race, joined with James Shelly, Noah Kars, and Noah Pontzer. That right there for Noah Pontzer could be huge as well. He could be on the outside looking in heading into next week as well. But we got to finish off this race weekend here with the Hershey's Cup Series. They won't be here. They will actually be over at Pikes Peak for their 23rd race of the season. And then all three series will be heading to Hillside next week as we draw ever closer to finding out who are going to be in our three playoffs grids for our three separate series. But hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race here from Gateway. It was a bit of a caution fest, to say the least. But if you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. We show full finishing results. These are your rookie point stands and your overall point stands heading to next week's race at Hillside. That's going to be a really fun race. That track, they race it 3 wide, 7 rows deep. Keep it together. It's almost like if you took a short track and put super speedway physics on it. So hope to see you there. I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching a production of the NCRA. Offline racing at its best. Good night from Gateway.